Alright, what's going on, big dogs? So the goofy goober of YouTube himself, Penguinz0, aka Moist Critical, aka Charlie, has been getting a lot of shots taken towards him recently in what I can only describe as one of, if not probably the dumbest reason I have ever seen on my small time on YouTube so far. So for a little while now, Charlie has been doing these live streams where he's been giving back to his audience. He basically has people fill out like a Google form, I believe, and you write down how much money you want and what the money is needed for. So, you know, maybe people are behind on their house payments or their student loans or a medical expense. There's all sorts of different life events that can happen, obviously. He draws names at random. I guess they use like some type of number generator or something like that, and then they use that name, reads out their message or whatever, and sends them their money. Super nice way of giving back to your audience, especially with him being so blessed with how much he has, and him actually turning around and being nice with that money that he has earned because of his audience and because of his fan base is super good to see. It's something I strive to be able to do with my YouTube channel. You know, sometime down the road, that'd be awesome. That'd be great. I'd love to be able to do stuff like that. So great thing to see. But of course, people have to make it into something completely just disgusting. Everything in this world has to just have a bad side to it. There can't just be somebody out there who's genuinely trying to be a good person, because that just doesn't exist. Or these are all people who haven't got their freaking names drawn yet and are just pissed off they haven't got their money or whatever. Because this is absolutely ridiculous. So basically, a bunch of people started claiming that the only reason Charlie is actually giving away this money is because it's a tax write-off. Like, he can deduct that from his income that he makes, therefore he doesn't have to pay as much in taxes. That is basically what they're trying to say. And I'm just going to go ahead and let Charlie explain the situation here with this clip.
What I read today is about how the giveaways I do on stream, where I just have viewers fill out a form, tell me how much money they want, what they're using it for, and then I go through randomly, pure fucking RNG, and just pick people and then give them that money they requested, is actually a sinister tax write-off. I am using it for a nefarious purpose. There's actually a lot going on behind the scenes that make this a really bad thing and me a bad person for doing it. I'll go ahead and play a clip from my most recent giveaway stream, and this is a thought that is prevalent quite a bit because this is not the only person that has said this. Like I mentioned today, there's been a couple of things I was tagged in that talk about this, and it just shocks me how even something as simple as just giving individuals money during streams is now a controversial issue. Hey Charlie, no tax write-off? I mean free money giveaway tonight? So it seems like there's people that think me giving away random amounts of money to random viewers on stream is a tax write-off. Do you not know how that shit works? Do you know how tax write-offs work? Because I can't write those off. I cut the clip short because I did get heated. That legitimately hurts me. Like, I'm not going to try and put up a front where I'm unbothered. I have thick skin, sure, but this actually hurts me. I recognize how lucky I got in life, and I just want to do something nice with it. And then to be attacked, I suppose, by multiple people spamming that same kind of shit about how this guy super sucks, he's actually just doing this for a tax write-off, wake up, sheep. It's infuriating. So I'm going to go ahead and plant my feet here and lat spread like a fucking bat here, and I'm just going to try and tackle this sequid swarm head on. You can Google this information, and within the first 4 results get the official response. Can you write off donations to individuals as some kind of charity tax deduction? The answer is a resounding fucking no. Gifts to individuals are not deductible. Only qualified organizations are eligible to receive tax-deductible contributions. And since I'm so confident you don't know what tax deductions are, you just have heard the term tax write-offs, I'll go ahead and explain that a tax write-off is the same thing as a tax deduction here. And I'll go ahead and define the term for you as well. A tax deductible is an expense that an individual taxpayer or a business can subtract from their adjusted gross income. The deductible expense reduces taxable income and therefore reduces the amount of income tax owed. Now there is something kind of like a giveaway expense that can be used as a write-off, but as I understand it, you can't deduct the value of gifts you make, and this usually applies to products, and usually products that apply to advertising your business. I couldn't find too much information on just giving away money itself to a bunch of different people, mainly just if you're giving away items such as pens, coffee cups, that kind of shit. Those are deductible, but not just giving money. it falls under like giving money to friends and family, which is something you do and you aren't taxed on per se, but it's not something you can write off either. All this information is right there at your fingertips. You could have just opened a new tab next to Twitter right before making your tweet thread about how this is all just some kind of galaxy brain supervillain plot for me to get tax write-offs and goodwill through doing giveaway streams, and you could have just Googled, is this shit like tax deductible? Is this a tax write-off? Or if you would just let your synapses fire for just a moment, you could have processed and thought logically, how the fuck could giving amounts of money to random individuals possibly be classified as a charitable tax deductible expense?
And so, yeah, obviously Charlie is not very happy and he's very upset. He looked to almost get emotional a few times there, and rightfully so. And just for a side note before I continue, people who don't know Charlie or his channel, Charlie is known to always be this super calm, funny, like he calls himself a goober, like a goofy guy all the time. He never gets mad is basically what I'm trying to say. And a lot of people just say he's a vibe. He's just a vibe. Take that how you will, I guess. But so seeing him this upset in any kind is quite the rarity. And now I'm not the biggest Penguinz0 fan. I'm not somebody who sits there and watches every one of his videos. I watch the ones that bring interest towards me, usually something to evolve around playing, video games or like maybe a TV show or something. But that is really my extent of his content, and everything I've seen from him, everything I've heard about him, he just seems to be this super nice, chill guy. This is all just coming out of left field, basically. But to get back on track, obviously Charlie wasn't doing this for tax write-offs. As shown, you can not write off donations like that. All that money was fresh out of his pocket. He showed everybody, hey, look, a quick Google search. I can't write that off. It's all coming out of his pocket. And that is, again, an amazing way to help your fans. But not only that, after, seeing a video about this, from Charlie himself, obviously that's where I got the clip, pondering about why people would even do this, like, it's so stupid. I realized, who fucking cares, even if it is a write-off? Like, okay, let me explain before some people start. I can already hear the keyboards going. Let me explain. So even if Charlie was openly saying that he is doing this so he can write it off in his taxes, like he is giving money away so that he can write it off, why does that make it bad all of a sudden? Everyone and their mother would happily dodge paying any more money than they have to, right? Nobody wants to pay more than they have to. If the bank showed up at your house and said, hey, we're only going to charge you $800 for your mortgage instead of $2,800 a month. How's that sound? And then you go, oh, well, that's wonderful, but why did it go so much lower? And then the bank said, well, we can write off that money, so it's fine. We're just lowering everybody out. Are you going to say no to that? No. If freaking Bill Gates walks up to you and is like, hey, I need to do more write-offs. I need to lower my income. If I give you $1 million right now, is that cool? Are you going to say no? Are you going to say, no, I would never help you pay less taxes? Like everybody in the world, or in the US at least, would happily pay less in taxes. And I just don't get it when people who just seem to have some type of fame or some type of wealth, they do it and everyone's like, oh, how dare they? And of course, before I continue, and I need to do this or the internet will kill me in my comment section or something like that. People will start saying I'm all for tax evasion, but I'm not saying people should outright like illegally dodge your taxes. Pay your taxes, people. Okay, you shouldn't be going around being like scumbags and whatever. Right? Everyone's got to do it. Just do it. If there's ways around things and you know how to do it, and it's something that's fairly accessible to at least 90% of the population, like a lot of this stuff is, okay, sure, whatever. If you figured it out, you know how to do it, cool. More power to you, I guess. But I know I'm not saying just dodge your taxes and try to find all these quasi legal, maybe not so legal loopholes, I guess. But in this situation where Charlie is literally giving people like life helping or like life changing money in some cases, is it really that bad? Even if he was, which obviously he didn't, but like I was saying, I just can't believe how dumb people are. This had to be one of the easiest things to figure out, which just a simple Google search would have given you your answer. And these freaking gooners couldn't even do that. It's ridiculous. And it also just amazed me how many people I saw, whether it be on YouTube or on Twitter or X, whatever the fuck you want to call it, Instagram even. I saw some posts about this on there, about how people were just like, oh, I guess he does that now. Like, it has to be true. Somebody posted about it. It must be true. Like, are people really so lazy that they won't even take the 2 minutes to read the article that they seem to be interested in, or maybe save it for later, or maybe, you know, not just immediately assume that because I saw an article on the internet, that means it has to be true? Like, come on, people. It was just wild to see people like, oh my God, I can't believe Charlie would be doing that. That's insane. Not him, but I guess it happens to everybody. Fame gets to, no, people, he wasn't doing it. Okay. That's really the end of the story. He didn't do it. He was just a good person, you know, trying to help others out in this crazy game of life. And people can't even be bothered to think maybe, hey, he's a really nice guy. They're just always, like I said at the beginning, there just always has to be a bad side to everything. But anyway, big dogs, if you did enjoy, remember, please leave a like, comment, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are really, really close to 500 subs, guys, and that is a big milestone for me. So thank you guys for all the support. Don't forget to go follow me on my socials, which will be linked down below. Thank you guys for your time. And until the next video, guys, Godspeed.